we'll go ahead and get started. So good afternoon, parents and staff and students that are here as well. Welcome to the middle school's community chat. This is our community chat for the month of March. On the call with you are myself, Ms. Ramirez, the assistant principal. We have Dr. Ford, our dean, Ms. Stratton, our school counselor. We have Ms. Davis, who is our school secretary, and Ms. Plaza, who is in charge of our community schools. And after the what is it, Ms. Plaza? I'm sorry.
I'm the site coordinator. That's the title. Site coordinator.
Site coordinator. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then we have some staff members on. I know that we have Missy Soldi, Mr. Ahizape, and a few others. So welcome today. So we're going to get started.
Ms. Ramirez, are you going to move to presentation?
Oh, I guess that will help, right?
Thank you.
Here we go. All right. Okay, so we want to talk, just to kind of start off, we want to talk a little bit about our hybrid instruction. And basically, it's just some reminders for you to share, especially to share with your scholars and those that are actually coming onto campus for our hybrid instruction. Some of these things that we'll mention also deal with, it doesn't matter whether you're hybrid or you're all remote. Some of these things will also pertain to your scholar as well. So parents, if your students are coming on campus, just remember that uniforms are still mandatory. Our uniforms consist of black pants, black shoes or sneakers, and that's all black. And definitely no slides or open-toed shoes. Make sure that they are wearing their polos for their specific grade level, and you can see on the screen what those various colors are based on the grade that your child is in. No outerwear can be worn in the building. I know that sometimes it tends to be a little chilly in the building. They are permitted to wear CCSP sweatshirts, but just please remind your students that there are no hoodies permitted. They cannot wear their hoodies up over their heads. They will be asked to remove them. If that should, they continue to be reminded, then they'll have to find another type of sweater to keep them warm. So, and just remember, the jackets must go in the backpacks or the back of their assigned desk, because as of now, for safety measures, we're not using lockers. So once they get onto campus, they need to make sure that they have a laptop or Chromebook and their chargers. So some of them, possibly their devices can go, for the span of the time period that they're in school or on campus, but we highly recommend that they bring their chargers as well for the just in case. Also, go ahead. If someone want to say something. Oh, also it's very important that they bring headphones, because sometimes the students are in one class, but they are actually receiving instruction in another class. So it's very important that they bring their headphones. So fully charged device and headphones. Also, please make sure that your child comes to school with a mask and that they are wearing the mask. Masks are to be worn at all times, and Nurse Asha will talk about that as well. And along with the CDC guidelines, double masking is recommended. It's not necessarily mandatory, but it is recommended. I know I double mask when I go anywhere. So, and then backpacks for personal belongings. All of your items must be placed in the backpacks, including your cell phones. So it's very important that that your students know, your children know that all of the items that they bring with them must be able to be placed in a backpack. All right. Next, we have the remote instruction, of course. Daily classes, it is imperative that your child is attending classes. Yes, attendance does count. And daily classes right now, as of now, go from 8:10 in the morning to 12:28 in the afternoon. And then from I know this says 1:40, but I believe they pick up again at 1:50. So 1:50 to 3:30, you have your enrichment periods. These enrichment periods they provide additional assistance for your child if they should be, if they deem that they need additional assistance, or the teacher feels as though they need additional assistance. This is a really good opportunity. Please stress to your children that it's a really good opportunity for them to participate in the additional assistance, the enrichment periods in the afternoon. And if your child is a part of the intervention program, it is mandatory. They must come to class between 1:10 and 1:50. Is that correct, Mrs. Soldi? Is that accurate?
Yep, 1:10, and then it's also offered at 1:42. So if they miss the 1:10, they can come to 1:42.
Okay, thank you. And then this is a graded class. And then there's on Wednesdays, as you know, we have asynchronous instruction. However, we do also have SEL classes that Dr. Ford will speak on in just a little bit. And they have drop-in sessions on Wednesdays. So just make sure that you communicate to your scholars, because we are as well, that if they're having difficulties, there's a lot of opportunities for them to participate in additional assistance. Missy Soldi, while we're on the topic of the intervention program, is there anything else that you want to remind our parents of?
Just a reminder that it is, like you said, it's a mandatory class. If they're in the class, they must show up. It's graded, and they have to complete the program before they're allowed to exit out of the program. So if they're not coming to their classes and not working through the program, they'll just have to start it over next year. So it would probably be in their best interest to just come to the classes, complete the assignments together. The other question a lot of parents had is, can they do the assignments on Google Classroom but not attend the class? The short answer is no, because a lot of the assignments are done live, where I'll be giving a direction or reading a prompt and they'll kind of follow along. So it's probably best if they come to every class to complete the assignments, and then they'll be able to probably eventually at some point next year for the 7th graders, 6th graders and 5th graders, at some point next year, they'll be able to complete that program, and then they would exit out.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And
Ms. Ramirez,
yes.
can I piggyback on the morning attendance?
Absolutely.
8:10 class. I know I've been getting a lot of phone calls from a lot of the parents, and they're telling me that their kids are telling them that the AM that 8:10 class, that it don't matter. I'm here to tell you and all the parents that 8:10 class is very important, because that's where we get our attendance from. And if your child is not going into that class, I know it's not, an instruction class, but it is very, very important and vital to our system and how we do our attendance. So if you can please make sure that your kids are going in that first period class, please. Thank you.
Ms. Davis, just to give a little bit more information on that to parents, that's when, like they said, when we take our attendance. But what that means is that if your child does not show up for homeroom, then they are marked absent for the day. And with 18 or more absences, that child can be considered for retention purposes because they are missing such a large majority of instruction. If they are with 18 or more absences, a child can possibly be retained. So please keep that in mind. And we have several students that are currently have a great amount of absences. So it's very important that they attend. Thank you.
And Mrs. Stratton, with that, would you like to speak about anything regarding the 8th grade and the item that is in bold at the bottom of the page?
Yes, because during our last chat, we discussed the fact that a rumor was going around with the 8th graders saying that they could not be retained. Last year, the state mandated that everyone be promoted to the next grade. They have not given that type of guidance thus far this year. So as of now, if your scholar is failing 2 or more core classes, they can be retained. And that's very important. Someone is unmuted. Please mute yourself, please. Thank you. So it's very important that the 8th graders take this to heart, because even if they have been accepted at a high school, when they ask for their grade, when they ask for their report card for 8th grade and they see that they failed core classes, they can ask them to return to their home school. And if they've been accepted to a school outside of Patterson Public School District and they ask them to return to their public school, to their home school, that would mean returning to a Patterson Public School. And at that point in time, only the academies will probably be available. iPhone, please mute.
All right, and the next item that we would just like to make you aware of is parent-teacher conferences. We are now in the last marking period of the year, and our parent-teacher conferences, our last parent-teacher conferences of the year will be April 21st, 2021. Of course, it will be via Zoom. And there are going to be 2 time options, and you can see them on the screen. They're 9:10 to 12:30, and then again, we'll pick up at 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Your child's teachers will be providing you with an opportunity to sign up for those links, or sign up for those time slots, I should say. So just be on the lookout for that once we come back from spring break. And these are the actual Zoom links, but they will also be posted on Class Dojo. And again, your child's teachers will provide you with more of that information as we get closer to April 21st. And the next item that we have for our 3rd marking period is our honor roll celebration. And that's going to be taking place April 30th. However, we haven't quite determined a time, so you will be notified of that as soon as that time is determined. But please save the date for April 30th.
Also, Ms. Ramirez, I'd like to remind parents that the 3rd marking period ended March 26th, but teachers have until April 14th to complete their grades. So during the course of spring break and the couple of days after that, the students' grades may be changing as they input final grades.
And then, Mrs. Stratton, when do report cards go out?
Uh-oh.
Let me
I think it's the 18th.
The 20, maybe, oh,
It's usually I think it's the following week
Okay.
that
So
report
like
cards will be available.
the 18th to the 20th,
Yes,
something
mhm.
along those lines. Okay.
So the grades that are there are not the accurate grades?
They may not be. Some teachers have completed input. Other teachers, because they were given until the 14th as their deadline, so those grades may change over the next couple of days. And the students took end of course test this week. So teachers may not have completed all of those grades and input those grades as of yet.
Okay. Next, we have the CCSP recycling task force.
Um,
Is Ms. Plaza, is that you or
Yes.
is that Ms. Smith?
that will be me.
Oh,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Next, we have the Recycling Task Force. This is a program that I've been working with Mr. Butako. And we want to include, like, it was going to be for a program for only for 7th and 8th graders. We were focusing that we know that we are having some scholars that their grades are a little bit low and they need extra credit. So we were focusing on 7th and 8th grade. It was going to be only for 8th grade, but we thought that it would be great, like from 5th through 8th grade. So it's a program where 5th through 8th grade would, if they need extra credit. So I am working with the teachers during the day. So this is a combination of during the day and after school. So it's a good thing. So it's just like, if they need extra credits for a class, we have a new club. The new club is from 4 to 5. So that will be like the homework period that the ELT program has. And from 4 to 5, we'll be having, the scholars will attend to the recycling task force club during after school program from 4 to 5. And all the teachers, all scholars that assist in the program, all the teachers during the day will know that they're assisting, and I will let them know because there is going to be taking attendance and all that, and they're going to be doing the lessons of recycling. And they will get extra credit for during the day for the ones that need to push up their grades. So this is something that we're trying to help the scholars as much as we can. So we actually do start on April 12th to June 11th from 4 to 5. And it's only for the student that attend, you know, that they need to attend 30 days in the program to get a credit for their classes. So it's not that they're going to show up 2 days or 3, they need to show up 30 days for them to be completed the program. You could go to the next slide, please, Ms. Ramirez. And the recycling task force is something that is, what do we do there? So we do is a recycling program to help the families of America to recycle for the USA and can double the current recycling and capture 22 million tons of recycle per year. So it's actually a program from the Pepsi, and we want to have the scholars in the family and the community aware of we want to go green. We want to help the world. We want to help the community. So this is a program that is going to benefit like the school, the community, and like parents and scholars, because we are going to give them extra credits for that. So I did post it in Class Dojo already, the link for the after school program, because they need to be registered if they're not registered. If they're already registered in the after school program, no problem. They'll just show up at 4, and we will be posting the links on April 12th. If they're not registered, the link I'll be posting the link mostly twice or 3 times a week in Class Dojo until the 12th, for they can register their scholars for the recycling program. It's something that's going to benefit the 8th graders, mostly the 8th graders, because I know they need extra credit, but I'm opening it from 5th through 8th. So everybody's welcome, long as they're registered in the program.
And Ms. Plaza, it would, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is also what's so great about this activity is that, one, they can get that extra credit, but it's also that they're doing that community service and they can still practice that safe social distancing, because it's something that they do just within their home, so to speak, right?
Correct. Usually we do ask 8th graders for community service every year. So this is why I was just focusing on 8th grade when I said the idea, because I know they need to do the community hours. So this is a great program for them to do their community hours, and we could actually give them the credit that they did their community hours. So I don't want to say it's mandatory for 8th graders, but it's on them for them to be there because they're doing their community hours. And at the end, it's going to benefit them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Should benefit them and our planet, right?
Yes. Thank you.
And update for student information, Miss Smith or Miss Davis, actually, did you want to just remind the parents of this information?
Yes. Just to update on any information that you have, like if you moved or any telephone changes, just so we can get in touch with you if we have any information that needs to go out. If you have moved, make sure you send a PSCNG bill or a copy of your lease. That's about it. Just make sure you keep your information updated so you don't miss any information that we are sending out. And also, if you have any, if you cannot get on Power School, or I know if you can't get on Dojo, we have Miss Keisha that can key you in on Dojo. But if you have any problems with that, you can get in touch with me, and I will make sure that you are taken care of.
Awesome. Thank you, Ms. Davis. And then Dr.
Good afternoon,
Ford.
parents. So the number one question that parents ask kids when they pick them up from school is, how was your day, or what did you do today? And we want you to know that when you join Suite 360 Parent, you'll be able to ask some more detailed questions, because you'll have some concrete examples of what the students did today. So for example, today in SEL class, kids went over things like cyberbullying and being safe around strangers, and there's a time and a place for everything. Suite 360 is a great way for you to stay in contact with your kid during SEL, social emotional learning, to find out what they're doing on an ongoing weekly basis. So it's something that we really encourage everyone to join. It's completely free to the parents. I will put another flyer up in Class Dojo, but the information is right here. And pretty much it just gives you an opportunity to go along with your kid as they take their SEL class, so that you can have follow-up conversations. And it does also give you some ideas of follow-up conversations that you can have with your child after they finish their class for the day. On the next slide, the thing that I wanted to mention is that we are still doing our fire and security drills. So just as a reminder, when we do our drills, the teachers must turn their cameras off. So we do a drill for each cohort. If your child is doing remote learning, for the 10 minutes of the drill, and none of our drills last more than 10 minutes, all of the cameras will be off. So if your child says something like, well, I went to class and the cameras are off, tell them to just check back in. But like I said, we do generally try to give parents a heads up and let them know in Class Dojo that we'll be doing drills on that day. So just so that you're aware, our fire drills, we do not leave the building. For fire drills, we just explain to the kids where they would normally go if there was a fire drill. And the reason we're doing this is following the state guidelines. We just want to make sure that we continue to maintain social distancing so that we don't take everyone out of the building. But the teachers just kind of go over where they would go if it was an actual fire or actual fire drill, where they would leave it. And then for our other security drills like lockdowns, active shooter drills, things like that, we do actually practice those, but we maintain our safety protocol within the classroom. So when we're doing those drills, once again, the cameras will be off. So if there's ever an issue, feel free to just have your child just log back in, or send myself or any other administrator a notice saying, hey, I noticed the cameras are off. Is anything going on? And we'll answer you right away.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Ford. And parents, please know that CCSP, we are doing everything that we possibly can to follow the CDC guidelines. And Nurse Asha is going to provide us with some very important information in regards to COVID-19 and some of our safety protocols.
Hi, everyone. Welcome and thank you for being here. I just wanted to provide you guys with some update of what's going on in the community in regards to COVID-19 cases. So we see for the city of Patterson, as of 3/29/21, our total cases were 25,447. New confirmed cases were 124, and confirmed deaths 519. Last month, around the same time, the new confirmed cases were 53 cases. So you see it's doubled, and you know, which means that the cases are going up, obviously. So for Passaic County, as of 3/29/21, the total confirmed cases are 58,020 new confirmed cases, 364, and confirmed deaths, 1,594. We see here, last month, the same time, the new confirmed cases were 168. So it's more than double. In the next slide, you would see the map of New Jersey. And this represents the COVID-19 activity level. And the orange means that obviously, you know, the cases are high in Jersey. And I just want to remind everyone that we, the people, are in control to put an end to this pandemic. And we can do so by washing our hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, cover our coughs and sneezes with a tissue or your elbow, avoid touching our faces, our mouths, our eyes, by wearing a mask. And double masking also is fine, but I want to remind you that when we wear a mask, it must cover our noses and our face, our mouth, and also it must fit snug across the face. Last week and the weeks before, I've been seeing scarlets coming in, and you know, the masks are loose, or they're probably wearing the wrong mask, which are the ones with the vents or the gaiters. Those are not allowed in the building. If you like, you can have them double masked, which is fine. We can also practice social distancing, avoiding crowds. And I want to remind you, if anyone in your household is sick, please don't send your child to school. Let them stay home. If someone in your household is being tested for COVID-19, they should also stay home until we get the results. And also to remind you that if you're feeling unwell, you should stay home and rest and seek medical attention if necessary. Thank you.
Thank you, Nurse Asha.
Welcome.
Ms. Ramirez, I just like to also remind parents that if their child doesn't have a well-fitting mask, that the school does provide masks and gloves if necessary to any student. So if you know, they know that the masks don't fit, that when the students come in, Nurse Asha and the people at the front desk, when they upon entry, will be able to provide them with a mask. And if they come in with a mask that is not approved by the school, they will be given one with the expectation that they wear the medical grade mask that we provide to them anyway.
And next, thank you, Ms. Smith. Next, we have the PYC, the Youth Policing Forum. Ms. Smith, are you going to be speaking about that, or is that Ms. Plaza?
The Patterson Youth Council is a program that's initiated through the NJCDC. At some point, especially for our 8th grade students, it would behoove them to learn a little bit about them. They apply for the program, and even when you're not accepted into the program, the youth throughout the city are encouraged to learn to develop a voice and speak on issues that matter to them as well. Last month, it was policing and being Black and brown in the community, and dealing with policing issues, and they have monthly forums. So as a school, we are not waiting until the students get out. The age, I believe, for the application is actually 13, but we want to encourage the students as young as 5th grade to just become used to speaking up and developing a voice, because even though it may not seem like the issues may affect them yet, it most certainly will. So we've begun posting in Class Dojo when we're aware when the forums are going to occur. And we just encourage the students as well as the parents to participate in the forums. They generally do not last more than an hour. Whether you're in the program or not, it's a free program, but it very much gives you an idea of where our kids' minds are at around a lot of the issues that's going on that sometimes we don't necessarily think to speak to them about. So it will continue to be posted on Class Dojos, and parents as well as our students are definitely encouraged to attend and just get a pulse on where the youth are at with many of the political issues and issues that are affecting them as a whole are in the community.
And Ms. Smith, is this the CCSP Cares series for the donations? Would you speak a little bit about that in the community cupboard?
Certainly. So the school has begun an initiative in which we are having different drives. This month we'll be doing a coat drive. The season is ending. As the parents and all of us are getting ready to move on to the next season, we'll find out that many of our students' coats don't fit. So instead of giving them away or throwing them in the garbage, we're asking that they be brought to the school, and we will be cleaning them and then donating them. We are looking to partner with community organizations such as Oasis, which deals specifically with women and children, and Kumat. In the last 2 months, we've gotten very large donations from various organizations. We've gotten hot dogs and dry cereal. We've gotten tuna fish. We're waiting to hear from BJ's and Costco to see whether or not they would be willing to contribute, so that way we can periodically offer things to the parents, such as fresh bread and whatever other items they're willing to donate. So we have already begun to receive those things. They're currently in storage. We were just waiting for our board to approve the donations. And once that's been approved, parents would be able to contact any administrator. You could feel free to reach out to myself, Mr. Busacco, Ms. Plaza, Ms. Davis, whoever it is that you feel comfortable with. If there's things that you guys need in your home that you would like to have, a lot of us are aware of what the community is offering with a lot of the dry goods, but a lot of the stuff has been things like fresh vegetables, we've had fruit, we've had cheese that has been offered, and we're looking forward to continuing to give that out to the community. Sometimes it's difficult to get to some of the partnering agencies with the hours that they have, but you can feel free to contact any of us. I know both Ms. Plaza and I have more than once stayed outside of what our normal prescribed hours are to be able to make sure that families get food. There's no shame in needing it, or if you know somebody who needs it, please feel free. It's the community charter school with Patterson. So the school is just really excited that we've had such large donations, and we'll be in a position to better help our families as they go forward. So anyone can reach out to any one of us, and we would be able to start providing you with those items.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. And next, we would like to talk a little bit about our something that's going to be coming soon, our virtual school store. Missy Soldi, is that something that you would be able to speak about?
Yep, so kind of the same information as last time. We haven't gotten it up and running yet, but you'll get an update soon through Dojo with all the details for that.
Awesome. And just like by looking on the screen, you can kind of see some of the items that will be available in the virtual school store to purchase. So there and many more things, but just listed on the screen are just a few items that will be available. And then Ms. Smith, can you just talk a little bit about the expectations for the Chromebooks and tech requests?
So as the slide indicates, if you are in need of a Chromebook, the request is that you do contact me via Class Dojo or via my direct email. With school being out, it will present a bit of a interesting workaround because the building is technically not going to be open again until April 12th, and I am in the last week. But we are making workarounds for parents to be able to still get in contact with us so that your child will be able to get the computers. We know a lot of students, I mean, things can happen over vacation or whatever the case is. So the ask is that you do still reach out. Even though I won't technically be in the building, we are still trying to work a way out that if something were to occur over break or and during that week that we're virtual, that students will still be able to get their Chromebooks. As we know, many teachers are still going to be offering and giving students work. So just feel free to reach out to us. I ask that you give us 48 business hours to respond to an initial request. The only persons checking for that will be myself. And even though, like I said, I am not going to be in the building, we will have a way and be able to communicate to you how you'll be able to pick up a Chromebook if necessary for your child. So just audio issues, whatever the case is, the form is a very brief form, and we would make arrangements to get that to the students.
Ms. Smith, is there still a deposit for some instances, or has that been waived?
So the way that it works is upon putting out the request, depending on what the issue is, I'm never going to tell a student whether they broke it, the dog ate it, whatever the case is. If the computer doesn't work, we are not telling students we will not do the exchange, but the expectation is that parents will be signing a waiver when they sign the tech form, similar to the same form that they've always signed, that if IT determines that whatever is broken within the computer is due to the fault of the user, that there may be a fee assessed later. I would not be able to let a parent know what that fee would be at that time because it's IT that makes that determination. We recognize that very few of the students got brand new Chromebooks, and many of them were on their way out when they first got them, and that was in March of last year. So we're not talking about things like missing keys. However, I've gotten computers and brand new computers at that have had cracked screens and things that were, they fell off the table. In those instances, yes, there was a requirement. The deposit wasn't required at that time, but I do set the expectation for parents that it can come later. And with that expectation, if it is determined by IT that it is due to the user, due to user neglect or whatever the case may be, at some point later on in the year, yes, there could be a fee assessed, and if the fees are not paid at the time, student transcripts would be held. That would be from anybody from 5th grade trying to leave the school and going to another school to an 8th grader that graduated and needs to go to the next school. Any dues, whether they're due to the Chromebook, whether it's due to textbooks, uniform or school property that needs to be returned, the expectation is that some type of arrangement would be made for the payment. So I don't want any parent feeling that I don't have money right now to be a reason not to contact us. Your child will still get the Chromebook exchange, and we will work out the details of any payment do necessary. I will say at this point, I've had about 75 Chromebook exchanges, and out of those 75 Chromebook exchanges, only 3 to 4 of them have been determined, due to user neglect. And I knew that when the parents brought it to me, they would have told me that they stepped on it or it fell off the desk or the table. They knew it. They were the ones who told me before. I apologize. But yeah, so just feel free to reach out. And like I said, the details can be worked out later. Everybody, if you need it, please feel free to go get it.
Thank you. And parents, want just a reminder, Ms. Smith kind of touched upon it, but just a reminder that spring break actually starts on Friday the 2nd, and it concludes the week of the 5th through the 9th. Mm-hmm. And then that following week, school is in session starting on the 12th. However, for that week, the 12th through the 17th, we are fully remote. There is no hybrid. Hybrid starts up again on Monday the 19th. So just to remind you of that as well. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and then we're going to open it up for any questions, comments, or concerns that you may have at this time. Please feel free to unmute yourselves if you have a question or a concern. All right. Well, if at any point you do have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to any of us. Miss Destiny Feliciano, Miss Feliciano, you raised your hand.
Yes, hi, Ms. Ramirez. I'm sorry. I came into the meeting late, so I'm just wondering if this recording is going to be like posted on Dojo or something.
Yes, it will. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, whenever we have our coffee chats, they will be posted on Class Dojo.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Destiny Feliciano.
And are we having
A drawing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yolanda, okay. Shayna Mann.
So parents, right now, what Mrs. Stratton is doing is she's writing down your names for our drawing for the students, and what is the drawing today, Mrs. Stratton?
I don't know, Ms. Ramirez. Mr. Busacco usually handles that, and it's usually a
gift card.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. Smith, you know what it is?
It's the Amazon gift card.
Yes.
Okay.
It's an Amazon gift card that will be presented to the parent that went.
Okay. Miss Suwasanabar, which student, what's the student name, please?
I see Percy, and I don't know who else.
Who's the student?
Oscar Barrio Nuevo.
Oscar, who's a sixth grader.
Oscar? Okay.
Whose parent is Yolanda?
Sanders.
Sanders. Okay.
Yeah, hi. He's Sanders mom.
Okay.
Thank you.
Raquel is whom? I know Miss Manridge.
Or Natalia.
Natalia Saras?
No, Natalia Vieira.
Viego. Oh, okay. Thank you. Vieira. Does anyone know who Miss Suwasanabar, whose parent she?
I think that was Oscar. No?
That's Oscar?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, Maria. Yeah, that's Oscar.
Oscar Barrio Nuevo.
Oscar Villanueva.
No,
Yeah.
Barrio Nuevo.
Oh,
He's gay.
Okay. And Anaris?
Hi, I'm
South
Joelle Salcedo.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Joel
Joelle
Salcido.
Salcedo.
I have 5 parents. Are there more?
Don't forget about Miss Davis.
Oh.
Who's the iPhone?
She is a parent.
In the elementary
but
school, Ms.
not at the middle school. Wait, I see 1, 2, 3, 4.
I see an iPhone. Who's the iPhone?
8. I see 8.
I think that's Dr. Ford.
Okay.
No.
No,
iPhone, is that Dr. Ford?
No, it's not.
No, it's not me.
Okay, I'm sorry. Who's the iPhone?
Aura Cruz.
Aura Cruz. What's the child's name?
El nombre del estudiante, Cruz.
Oh,
Jaslyn Ortiz.
Jaslyn.
Okay. Okay, so I have 7 parents, not counting Miss Davis. Miss Davis trying to get in.
It was a good try.
It was a good try. It really
I
was.
like Amazon.
I do too. I'm making them rich these days.
Miss Davis, you tried last month too.
Is she a repeat offender? No.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Miss Feliciano, you
I
have
have
your hand.
ran-
You raise your hand.
I assigned the
No,
the
I'm
parent
sorry. I
a
pressed it
number.
wrong.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I have Destiny. I have assigned the parents a random number between 1 and 10. So, ooh, Mr. Azipe, choose a number.
4.
4.
Number 4. The winner is Oscar.
Ah, yay.
Yay.
Lucky number 4.
So, Oscar's parents, please put in the chat. Let's see, his name and grade, please.
Sixth grade. I think it's 6th grade.
5th? I thought they said 5th. Was it 5th or 6th?
No, 6th grade, and his
6th
last
grade.
name is Barrio Nuevo.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
there it is. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So that concludes the drawing.
All right. That's like bingo. I love me some bingo.
You're welcome, Mom. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so if there are no further questions, we will go ahead and conclude our coffee chat for the month of March. Is there anyone that has any final thoughts or reminders or?
Ms. Ramirez, I'm sorry, I cut out. How many drawings did we do?
We did 1. We have another?
Yeah, we actually do. We normally do 2.
All
And-
right, so we got one more coming. Yes.
You still have an opportunity to win.
I'm gonna just let the parents know that what will happen is, because the gift cards are in the school, locked away in a very safe place, so they'll get the information. Mr. Busato or myself will email them with the Amazon gift code when we are back in the building. So notation will be made of who the winners are, but do not expect the gift card number prior to our return to the building.
Beautiful. Thank you for that, Ms. Smith.
No problem.
And did someone raise their hand? I thought I saw that in the chat.
Hi, it was me. I was just saying I want to win it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes.
All right, Mrs. Driver, we got
Okay, so give me another strategy. Do we want to continue with the numbering system or do something else?
Keep the number.
Yeah, just
Okay.
keep the numbers.
Okay.
It's out now, right? 4. No 4.
Okay, no 4.
Miss Davis.
I want to pick.
Go ahead, Miss Davis. Choose a number. Pick a number, any number.
1.
Woo!
All right, number 1, Sharab.
Woo!
Oh, yay!
Woo-hoo! Now,
He said what?
I won. Yeah,
you won, yes.
Yes.
I love Sharab. And Oscar.
Congratulations.
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 And a reminder that all the students whose parents who showed up today, they all get dojo points for the parents attending that. So even though there may not be the Amazon gift prize, any parent who showed up on behalf of their child does get additional dojo points for attending today's meeting.
So everybody's a winner. Woo!
Everybody.
We like to celebrate. And I think this is the most parent participation we've had so
Yes,
far.
so we thank you for that, parents. Yay.
Thank you. Thank you.
As well as to the staff members that didn't have to participate. I see there's a lot more teachers in the community chat as well. And we just want to take time to say thank you to the staff members who took time out of their day to participate in the community chat as well. So of course, we thank the parents as always for showing up, but we also thank the staff for making themselves available to participate and to be available to answer the questions that any parent may have. So thank you guys as well.
Yes, I second that. Thank you.
Thank you all. We appreciate it.
And with that being said, have a lovely holiday for those of you who celebrate. Enjoy spring break. And we'll see you back here remotely, safe and remote on the 12th.